Oh my. This place she had pushed me into was a large open area, which was encircled by a tall bamboo fence. There was also a small communal area for more delicate washings. Sighing to myself, I began to tidy the area a little, removing sharp objects and small obstacles that the drunken woman might have injured herself on, and then I waited. It was 5 minutes before I heard the door open and close, and before I could turn around, I heard the gentle slosh of someone stepping into the waters of the ocean. She called our bluff. "Ah, the water's great. Hurry up and get in," she called our bluff. Whatever happened to attack? As I said that, I turned around, expecting her to be stood in the water in her clothes. Oh, I'm definitely separating these two episodes. This episode. First part will be with Miyo, and the second part will be with Narumi first, Miyo second. Interruptions, sorry. Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna separate these two, make it into 2 episodes. So yeah, I'm gonna make this one longer. And yet, the sight that awaited me was far from what I would have expected from the Tsunda tyrant. Really? There was no katana slicing through the air, nor any harsh words being shouted. Rather, it appeared that instead of such things, there was an attractive-looking girl. Is she dead? I mean, oh god, he is a pervert. Not that I'm complaining about seeing a half-naked girl, but you know, you don't need to see a girl half-naked to know if they're attractive. Jesus! First Machiko, now Miyo. And Narumi? Yeah. Oh my god, what? Oh god, what's it gonna be like with makeup? That'll be awkward. For me, it will be at least. Rather, it appeared that instead of such things, there was a towel. Girl wearing only a simple towel to cover her body, who had decided to take a seat in the hot spring. Miyo-san? While it might have been a result of the consumption of all alcoholic beverages, the warm smile she shown me caused my thoughts to briefly pause. Care to join me? Well, if you don't mind. Ugh, get in the water. Yes, madam. In a rush, I moved over to the spring, nearly slipping over the wet tiles in the process before I made my way into the water without any embarrassing flips through the air. I folded my robe, but kept the towel I had found around my waist. What? Today certainly has been hectic. I'll bet the last thing I expected was for you all to gulp down sake like a baby drinks milk. The woman said nothing for a short while, regarding me with a faint grin on her face. It made me feel very nervous. I almost preferred it when she was shouting and angry. You're no slacker. I can see you train a lot. Huh? Briefly caught off guard by her comment, I quickly gathered my thoughts and nodded in return. Well, I do like judo, so it's natural for me to train my body a lot. But the same can be said for you, Miyo-san. While you look, rather feminine, I could easily notice the strength in your swordsmanship. It shows diligence and talent, but above all, experience. You took up your katana from a young age, didn't you? Thank you. She leaned back against the rocks and let out a sigh. You could say that. It took me a long time to become competent with a blade. Long days and nights, training tirelessly in the wind and the rain, callousing my hands and feet on rocks as I ran, all to toughen myself up to make myself strong enough. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you were really strong. It is a horrible sensation, knowing nothing of your early life. I just know I turned up here in rags. The guards found me out in the woods one day, whilst on patrol, starving and dirty. The previous village elder took pity on me, and she took me in. Everything was nice for a time. The Rumi's family took me in, treated me like one of their daughters. Then the incident happened. Seeing the village that had taken me in, fed me, clothed me, given me shelter, and had accepted me, suffering because of the actions of the spirits, I couldn't take it. As the woman spoke, she let out another sigh. It seemed that alcohol was making her a little bit more talkative, which was certainly not a bad thing. Oh, for God's sake. Be right back, again. I'm not going for anyone this time. I just hoped I wouldn't be suffering under the Tsune Tyrant's wrath when she remembered all this tomorrow morning. After the incident, I felt something deeply, like I had to do something. I couldn't just let myself sit by while everything fell apart around me. Everyone was devastated by the fires, but their spirit was still so much stronger than mine. On that day, I pleaded with the previous chief of the guard to train me to make me strong. I wanted to protect the village, to protect my Narume at any cost. She eventually agreed, but told me that I would need to make my mind stronger first. And that's why you became, you can say it, Tsune the Tyrant? I don't know what Tsune is, but Tyrant isn't far off. I didn't want to drive everyone away, least of all Narumi. But I had to, and otherwise the loss would hurt me too much each time. Spirits weren't our only problem. Bandits, weather, beasts. The village needed protecting from it all. It had to become my purpose, and it made me distant myself from everyone else. I see, and that explains why you have so much animosity towards Michiko and Meiko and other spirits. That's right, although I'm beginning to think maybe we can live alongside them. The Kitsune, at least. I don't know about the others, and I guess that's something to do with you, so thank you. Who knew alcohol could make things all better? I should have agreed with what I said after the Reading episode. Should have started alcohol. Oh well. You're welcome. I really didn't do much. I mean that, truly. To you and the sisters. You saved me a life of service. Perhaps even prevented my death. I think it might do you well to say that to the Kitsune sisters too. I do think it will help a lot, especially with what has to be done next. What? What comes next? The woman's words were getting a little incoherent now. Perhaps fatigue and the alcohol inside her were now taking hold of her body. Bow wow. The wild spirits obviously won't be leaving the village alone just because of one loss. We're going to need to figure out on how to make them behave, and for Meiko-chan and Michiko-chan, that's akin to telling you to turn on Narumi-chan. Turn on. The woman seemed to giggle at this for quite some time, so I let out a sigh and coughed politely. What I mean is that the Kitsune will likely have to fight their own kin at some point. What purpose would it hold for them to defend a village that neither accepts them or befriends them? I think you and the Narumi-chan will be the chess piece we need to finish this game. Oh god! And we'd better play our next move right, or the wild spirits will put us on a checkmate. You're calling us pawns? That's not nice. Pawns are strong, thanks to Rias Gregory's interpretation upon them. As she said this, she seemed to slide down into the water a little more. Nope, you four are like the king pieces. Moment we lose those, it's game over. To explain it in layman terms, I think you two will be the ones with the most chance for the Kitsune to form a bond with. So for the sake of the village, you must get as close as possible to the Kitsune sisters. I don't like girls like that. The woman seemed to be incredibly flustered by my comment, even though she had mistaken what I had said. Oh god, did she fit? Oh, Before I could respond, she slumped even more, her cheeks going to deep crimson, her head slumping back against a stone. As I got closer, it was clear she had passed out, and I cursed myself for not realizing that she was likely overheating thanks to the water of the spring. Just my luck, she had to pass out in the hot spring while I was wearing only a towel. I swear someone up above is trying to test my patience with all those temptations. And the fact that you're holding your own, I take my hat off to you, good sir, because I certainly am. Sighing in annoyance, I carefully wrapped my arms around Miyo and pulled her out of the water. Realizing that leaving Miyo here would be a bad idea, I was about to head toward the village elder's house when the roommate came barging in. Takakun, I heard you in here. I managed to... Whoa! What's going on here? Your great Taijo just suffered a defeat from a dreadful combination attack of sake, a misunderstood comment, and an overheat thanks to the water. Please take good care though while I cover your retreat. Sure, that's what happened. I believe you, Sturd. Come on, hand her over. I'll make sure she gets dried and a good night's sleep. But if you did do stuff to her while she was drunk, she's gonna kick your ass. I shall refrain from provoking her off. The last thing I'd need is a hungover samurai trying to slash me into a kebab. But she's right here. I motioned at the towel-wrapped girl who was dozing away peacefully beside me. The roommate paced over and picked her up with ease, holding her bridal style. Use her to get some rest too, Takakun, and keep an eye on Chi-chan. She's a little restless right now. Leave her to me. I'll make sure she'll be in good hands. Out of those words, I watched the roommate carry Miyo out of one of the ocean. I myself had quickly changed into the robes I had borrowed and made my way back to the main hall that everyone had been drinking in earlier, and sure enough, there was Michiko curled up. Thankfully, it looked like she had made her way to Mako and was cuddling up to her. The two women looked adorable cuddling together, and their cute mumblings only enhanced the moment. As I considered waking them so we could return to the mansion, I heard someone whisper my name. I walked out into the garden area onto the wooden deck and found Elder Hayate sat on the grass looking at the stars. My boy, are the stars as beautiful on your world? I walked over to him and lay flat, finally allowing myself to properly relax. I looked up at the night sky and smiled. You know, I never really looked up at them properly. I was too busy with this and that. I yawned loudly and felt my lids getting heavier as I wiggled to get myself comfortable. Maybe you should, if you get back. The previous elder once told me that all worlds shared the same sky. Oh, come on! Same sky, same stars, one destiny. Butchered that, but it was close enough. It sounded silly to me, but maybe there's something to it. Of course there is. It is, it's beautiful. Shion! It does look similar. Sparkly, but black. Maybe it's true. Oh, it's definitely true. The elder remained silent for a little while before talking again. I could barely make out what he said though my eyelids were getting even heavier, and before much time had passed, I drifted to sleep beneath that starry sky. How long do you think he was out here? It must have been a while. His robes is soaked with the morning dew. As I drifted back into consciousness, I could hear Narume and Miyo talking nearby. Their voices sounded hushed, but not through their own effort. They simply sounded far away. I briefly considered jumping up and scaring them, but my body was not going to let me. Maybe you should poke him. Ikage, there is no need for that. Takahiro-san, wake up, you bone-idly boy. Oh my. And with that, we are going to end off this episode. Thank you for watching. This will be episode 10. Yes, this will be episode 10. And episode 9 will be changing with Narumi. Good day.